Hello, this is Bob Mangrew. Have you ever noticed how difficult it can be to let go? Whether it's a painful memory, a broken relationship, a disappointment, an old dream that never came true, or even a belief about ourselves that no longer serves us, letting go can feel like one of the hardest things we will ever do. Yet one of the greatest truths of life is this: nothing new can fully enter our lives until we make room for it. There comes a moment in every person's life when they begin to feel the weight of what they have been carrying. It may be emotional pain from years ago. It may be resentment towards someone who hurt them. It may be guilt over a mistake they cannot forgive themselves for. It may be fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. Sometimes we carry these burdens for so long that they begin to feel like part of our identity. We don't just say, "I experience pain." We begin to say, "I'm a broken person." We don't just say, "I failed." We begin to believe, "I am a failure." Without realizing it, we allow our past experiences to define who we believe we are. But your past is something you experienced. It is not who you are. At some point, we all face a choice. Do we continue carrying yesterday into tomorrow? Or do we choose the courage to put the weight down and move forward? Because letting go is not a weakness. It is one of the greatest acts of strength a person can make. It is choosing peace over pain, growth over stagnation, hope over despair, freedom over emotional imprisonment. Sometimes we hold on because the familiar feels safer than the unknown. Even painful situations can become comfortable simply because they are familiar. Human beings naturally seek certainty. We often stay in unhealthy relationships because they are familiar. We remain in jobs that no longer inspire us because they are predictable. We continue believing limiting stories about ourselves because we have repeated them for years. The mind would often rather remain in familiar discomfort than to step into unfamiliar possibilities. Personal growth and advancement begins the moment we become willing to release what no longer serves us. That may be a relationship, an unhealthy habit, a limiting belief, an old identity, a negative sense of self, or an emotional wound that has quietly shaped our decision for years. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not erase the lessons. It does not deny the love you once felt. It does not pretend the pain never happened. Instead, letting go means accepting that the experience has completed its purpose. Every experience enters our lives to teach us something. Some teach us joy, some teach us resilience, some teach us patience, some teach us boundaries. When the lesson has been learned, we no longer need to continue carrying the pain. Imagine trying to plant a beautiful garden while refusing to remove the weeds. No matter how wonderful the seeds may be, they struggle to grow because there's no room. Our minds work in much the same way. When they are filled with anger, fear, resentment, guilt, regret, and self-doubt, there's very little room left for joy, creativity, confidence, gratitude, and love. Letting go creates space, and that space becomes possibility. It becomes healing. It becomes peace. It becomes the opening through which new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences can enter your life. But letting go is not only about people or situations. Often the hardest things to release are the emotions we continue carrying. Let go of the anger that keeps reopening old wounds. Let go of the guilt that convinces you that you don't deserve happiness. Let go of the fear that keeps your world small. Let go of the need to be perfect before you begin. Let go of the belief that you must have every answer before taking the first step. None of these beliefs were born with you. Most of them were learned. And what has been learned can also be unlearned. So how do we begin letting go? Not all at once, not by pretending everything is fine, but gradually, patiently, compassionately. We release anger by choosing peace again and again. Spend time with people who bring out the best in you. Visit places that calm your mind. Listen to music that lifts your spirit. Remind yourself each day, I choose peace. I choose calmness. I am becoming more peaceful every day. We release guilt by extending compassion to ourselves. We all make mistakes, every single one of us. Mistakes are not proof that we are unworthy. They are proof that we are human. Spend time in nature. Notice how the trees never criticize themselves for losing their leaves. The flowers never compare themselves to one another. The ocean never apologizes for its waves. Nature simply allows itself to be. Perhaps there's wisdom in that. Perhaps we too can learn to simply be. We release fear through action. Not enormous action, just one small step. Fear grows stronger when we avoid it. It becomes smaller each time we face it. Every conversation you have been avoiding, every opportunity you have delayed, every dream you have postponed, each one becomes easier the moment you begin. Remember this. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding that your dreams are more important than your fears. The first step may feel uncomfortable. The second becomes easier. The third begins to build confidence. Eventually, what once seemed impossible becomes natural. There is another truth about letting go that many people overlook. You cannot hold on to yesterday while reaching for tomorrow. Sometimes your higher self or your soul isn't asking you to work harder. Sometimes your higher self or your soul is simply asking you to release what has become too heavy to carry. And perhaps today's the day you forgive yourself. Perhaps today's the day you release an old resentment. Perhaps today's the day you stop allowing someone else's opinion to determine your worth. Perhaps today is the day you finally believe that your future does not have to look like your past. Because every sunrise offers a new beginning. Every decision you make today has the power to change tomorrow. So I invite you to ask yourself one simple question. What am I still carrying that I no longer need? Whatever it is, thank it for the lesson, bless it, release it, and continue walking forward. Because in letting go, you are not losing a part of yourself. You are rediscovering who you have always been, beneath the fear, beneath the pain, and beneath the weight of yesterday. When we let go, we do not become less. We become lighter. We become brighter. We become freer. We become stronger. And in that freedom, life has room to surprise us in ways we never imagined. Thank you.